Hello everyone, myself Shikha brought to you a new chapter from our literature reader New Broadway. The introduction of the chapter that we are starting, the Postmaster. Can we develop bonds and ties that cut across class and age? Is it possible to develop affection and respect for a person senior in age and status without awe and fear? This story of the postmaster and the little orphaned girl who works for him seems to have the answer. One can show respect without being afraid and be affectionate without being self important. Awe means a feeling mixed with respect and fear. In this chapter, we are going to see the relationship between a postmaster and a little girl, regardless with the matter of status, class, and age. They are not blood relatives, but the kind of relationship they are sharing that is full of respect, affection, and love. This is the bond of humanity, and I'm sure at the end of this chapter, you are going to carry the care and respect for poor and orphan children. Here are some new words from the text that will help you while explaining the chapter. This lovely story is written by Rabindranath Tagore, who was born on 7th May 1861 and died on 7th August 1941. He is regarded as a genius who reshaped Bengal's literature, music, and education. He was the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize in Literature for his work Gitanjali. As an exponent of the Bengal Renaissance, he created paintings, sketches, and composed more than 2,000 songs, which endure today as Rabindra Sangeet. Tagore founded the Vishwabharati University in Shanti Niketan. The Indian national anthem Jana Gana Mana and the national anthem of Bangladesh Amar Shonar Bangla are his creation. Extraordinary personality was carried by Rabindranath Tagore. He showed the peak of his excellence in every field where he entered. By winning Nobel Prize for Gitanjali, he brought proud for our nation in the field of writers. Here we start the story. The postmaster first took up his duties in the village of Ulapur. There was a village named Ulapur in which one of the postmaster has just joined his duty. Though the village was a small one, there was an indigo factory nearby and the proprietor, an Englishman, had managed to get a post office established there. Indigo means a blue color dark dye that is originated in India. In Hindi it is called Neel, that is used to bring brightness in white color cloths, and proprietor means the master or owner of a business. So Ulapur was a small village, but there was a factory where indigo was made, and the master or the owner of that factory was an Englishman, and he also established a small post office in Ulapur. So we can say that Englishman was the owner of indigo factory as well as the post office. A postmaster belonged to Calcutta. The postmaster who joined his duty in Ulapur, basically he was a native of Calcutta. He felt like a fish out of water in this remote village. Fish out of water means one person feeling uncomfortable because he is not present at his family or place, and remote village means the village that is very far away from the place where other people live. So Ulapur was a small village that is situated very far away from the other places. That's why postmaster was feeling very uncomfortable in that place. His office and living room were in a dark thatched shade not far from green slimy pond surrounded on all sides by a dense growth. Post office and the house in which postmaster was living was covered with dry grass, or you can say the roof of the post office and the living room was made of dry hay or dry leaves or dry grass. And nearby of the house there was a small pond full of the water, and now around that pond dense growth of the trees and plant could be seen. So we can say that the post office and the house of that postmaster was in the center of green surroundings. He would, however, have preferred a row of tall buildings instead. The postmaster was used to of living in big city like Calcutta, and he preferred to see the city environment, looking on the tall buildings. But because of his job, he has to live in a small village. The postmaster had little company, nor had he much to do. The postmaster was having very little friend circle, and he was not having so many things to do. Sometimes he tried his hand at writing a verse or two. Verse means poem. So sometimes after completion of his duty, he tried to write some poetic lines, that the movement of leaves and the clouds in the sky were enough to fill one's life with joy were the sentiments to which he sought to give expression. Postmaster was living in the lap of nature, like after listening to the sound of leaves, the clouds in open sky, all these natural things fills the type of sentiments that is required to write a poetry. Means when you are making your mind to write some poetry, then you need some motivation. And what can be the motivation? Good as the natural environment. When you sit sometime in between of the nature, definitely you will get the sentiment or the expression that is required to write for the poetry. So the postmaster, after sitting in between of the nature, he writes some poetries. His salary was rather small. He was getting very little salary. He had to cook his own meals, which he shared with Ratan, an orphan girl of the village who did odd jobs for him. Orphan means the child who is not having his parents, neither mother nor father. So there was a girl named Ratan who was an orphan girl, and who used to share the meals that is cooked by postmaster himself. Okay, and she used to do some odd jobs, like different kind of job for the postmaster. Means postmaster used to cook lunch or dinner or any meal for himself, and there was a girl named Ratan who used to share this lunch or dinner or any meal of the day or night with him. And in return of that dinner or lunch, she used to do some different kind of jobs for postmaster. When in the evening the smoke began to curl from the village cowsheds and cicadas chirped in every bush, the postmaster would light his little lamp and call out Ratan. Cicadas are the large insects with transparent wings that are found in hot countries and make high sound continuously. Here the evening scene of the village is described, where the village people is preparing for cooking their night meal, and at the same time the high sound of cicadas is the indication of end of the day. And postmaster would light his little lamp, and at the same time he call out Ratan for his help. Ratan would be sitting outside waiting for this call, and instead of coming in at once would reply, "Did you call me, sir?" Ratan was already waiting outside of the home, that when would her dada call her. So instead of going inside at his first call, she would reply, "Did you call me, sir?" "What are you doing?" the postmaster would ask. When Ratan came inside, postmaster asked, "What are you going to do?" "I'm going to light the kitchen fire," would be the answer. Ratan answered that she is going to prepare for the night meal. And the postmaster would say, "Oh, let the kitchen fire be for a while. Light me my pipe first." Then postmaster told Ratan that do the preparation of cooking dinner a while later. First he wanted his pipe. This is a cigar pipe that is of cylindrical shape, having big hole at one side and a small hole at the other side. Then tobacco is filled in this pipe, and after lighting it is smoked. At last, Ratan would enter with puffed cheeks, vigorously blowing into a flame a live coal to light the tobacco. Vigorously means with force. After some time, Ratan came inside with the burning coal, and she was blowing the flame that were coming from the live coal to light the tobacco that is to be filled in the pipe. And because of blowing that flame, her cheeks had become puffy. This would give the postmaster an opportunity for conversing. "Well, Ratan," he would begin, "do you remember anything of your mother?" So after getting the pipe, postmaster would sit comfortably, and while smoking the pipe, he started conversation by asking Ratan about her family. And he asked that did she remember anything about her mother. That was a fertile subject. Fertile subject means that was the type of subject that encourages discussion. Ratan partially remembered and partially didn't. Partially means not completely. So Ratan not completely, but some type of remembrance were there there in her mind, not the complete remembrance. Her father had been fonder of her than her mother. Him she recollected more vividly. Vividly is called clearly. So she recollected, and this was very clear in her memory, that her father was very fond of her, means take care of her more than himself and her mother. He used to come home in the evening after work. One or two evenings stood out more clearly than the others, like pictures in her memory. She told that how her father used to came back after work to home. So some type of incident related to evenings were very clear, like pictures in her memory. Not all the evenings incidents were clear. Ratan would sit on the floor near the postmaster's feet as memories crowded in upon her. Ratan was sitting on the floor near the postmaster's feet, and all the memories of her family were coming all together in her mind. In previous paragraph, we have gone through about the description of Ratan's family. Ratan already lost her family because no one is left in her family when postmaster asked the question. She called to mind a little brother that she had, and how on some bygone cloudy day she had gone fishing with him on the edge of the pond with a twig for a make-believe fishing rod. Bygone means old. So she was remembering the old incidents that were spent with her younger brother. So besides the memories of her mother, she was recollecting all the remembrance that were spent with her younger brother, that how one cloudy evening they both went on the edge of the pool and they were sitting over there, and they have made a fishing rod out of a stick and they were enjoying fishing. So here we can see that how Ratan is trying to recollect all the memories that had been spent by her with her family members and sharing with postmaster. On some evening, seated at his desk in the corner of the big empty shade, the postmaster too would call up memories of his own home, of his mother and his sister, of those for whom in his exile his heart was sad. Memories which were always haunting him, which he found himself naturally recalling aloud in the presence of a simple little girl. When Ratan was telling about her family, at the same time postmaster was also feeling homesickness, and he was sitting under a big empty shade, and at that time he was also recollecting the memories of his home, about his mother, about his sister, and about all the friends and the neighbors who were present there at the time of his exile. Exile means when you are forced to live away from your home. Okay, so postmaster did not want to come in Ulapur, but because of his job he had to come here. But he was really missing his family, and the memories of his family were also always haunting him. Haunting is called making him disturb, or he was feeling very restless because of remembering all his family members, because he was really very far away from his family. And he was recalling is called recollecting all the memories in his mind, and he was talking about his family aloud in the presence of that little girl Ratan. And so it came about that the little girl would allude to his people as mother, brother and sister, as if she had known them all her life. Allude means mention something in an indirect way. So when he was talking about his family, then at the same time it was looking that the girl would mention an indirect way about his people, like mother, brother and sister. And it seemed as if Ratan had known all the family members of postmaster for so much time. In fact, she had a complete picture of each one of them painted in her little heart. But the fact was there that she was having a clear picture about her family members in her little heart, and she was having the same feeling for the family of postmaster as she was having for her own family. The postmaster had nothing to do one rain-washed afternoon. This was the incident of one of the afternoon when it was already rained, and postmaster was not having anything to do. He called out Ratan. That's why he called out Ratan. Ratan was sprawled beneath the guava tree, busily engaged in eating unripe guavas. Sprawled means to sit comfortably or to lie comfortably. Ratan was sitting under the guava tree, and she was very busy in eating raw guava. At the voice of her master, she ran up breathlessly, saying, "Did you call me Dada?" When Postmaster called her, she, without taking any breath, came to Postmaster and asked, "Did you call me Dada?" Dada is a Bengali addressing word that is used for elder brother. So Ratan considered Postmaster as her elder brother. That's why she called him Dada. "I was thinking," said the Postmaster, "of teaching you to read." And then for the rest of the afternoon, he taught her the alphabet. Postmaster told her that he has nothing to do, and he had decided to teach her. That's why he started teaching her alphabets. Alphabets is called ABCD. Okay, so a complete afternoon he had passed teaching Ratan alphabets. Thus, in a very short time, Ratan got as far as the double consonants. Double consonants means when the consonant letter twice comes in a word, like success, SUCCESS. Here we can see the use of double C and double S, and both are consonant and they are coming twice in a single word, and this is the use of double consonant. So in a very short time, Ratan learned how to read the words having double consonants. It seemed as though the shower of the season would never end. That was, the rainy season was going on, and it seemed as if this rain is never going to be end. Canals, ditches and hollows were all overflowing with water. All the water bodies of the village, whether it's canal, ditches and big holes, they were all overflowing with the water. Ditches are the side dug that are built on the side of the road or field to hold or to carry away the water. Okay, so whether it's a canal, ditches or big holes, whatever the water body was there in the village, they all were overflowing because of the continuous rain. Day and night the patter of the rain was heard. Patter is the sound of rain. When rain is started coming, the sound that can be heard, that is called patter sound. So whether it's a daytime or a night time, anytime it start raining and not stopping. And the croaking of frogs. Croaking is the sound made by frogs. So rainy season was going on, and it is usual to listen to the sound of frogs in this season. The village roads become impassable and shopping had to be done in punts. Impassable is called hard to go through, and punts are the long boats with flat bottom and square ends. So because of the continuous rain, all the ways of the villages were overflowing with the water, and it is very hard for someone to travel through those ways on foot, and that's why if anybody needed to buy anything from the market, he had to move by boats. One heavily clouded morning, the postmaster's little pupil had been waiting long outside the door for her usual call. Pupil is called student. So it was a cloudy morning, and Ratan was sitting outside of the home, and she was waiting for her call made by Dada. But not hearing, she took up her dog-eared book and slowly entered the room. Dog-eared book means when we are reading the book again and again, and because of that its corner turned, means you can say an old book. So after waiting for a long time, when she did not get a call for her, then she attentively paid more attention to listen to even a low sound, and then she entered the room. She found her master stretched out on his bed and thinking that he was resting. When she entered the room, she found that her master, her Dada, was lying down on the bed, and she thought as if he was taking rest. She was about to retire on tiptoes when she suddenly heard her name, Ratan. Retire on tiptoes means she did not want to disturb her Dada because she was thinking that her Dada was taking rest. That's why, without making her foot sounds on his tiptoes, she was about to move away from the room, and suddenly at the same time she heard her call, Ratan. Turned at once and asked, "Were you sleeping, Dada?" After hearing call for her, she turned back and asked her Dada, "Were you sleeping?" The postmaster in plaintive voice said, "I am not well." Plaintive is called when you are saying something in a sad or complaining way. So postmaster was saying in a complaining voice that he was not well. Ratan felt his forehead. It was burning with fever. Ratan came to him, touched his forehead, and it was really hot with because of fever. She ceased to be a little girl. After all, Ratan was a little girl. She at once stepped into the position of mother, called in the village doctor. But was the time when she was required to be a mother for her dada, and that's why she called for the village doctor. Gave the patient his pill at proper intervals, sat up all night by his pillow, cooked his gruel for him, and every now and then asked, "Are you feeling a little better, dada?" Gruel is called light food that is cooked for the patient. So when village doctor checked Dada, and whatever the medicine he prescribed, Ratan was very carefully giving those medicines to her Dada at regular interval. She was sitting all the night by his pillow, near to his pillow, because she was thinking in her little mind that her Nada would have needed anything at any time during the night, and somebody should be there at this time at his house. And she was also cooking the light food, the liquid food prescribed by the doctor for getting him very soon. And every now and then, means after some every time she kept on asking, "Are you feeling better, dada?" So here we can see how beautiful relationship is shown by Rabindranath Tagore in this story, though Ratan is not having any blood relation with that postmaster, but the kind of bond that is filled with respect and affection was there between each other, that made Ratan to be a good take carer for her dada. It was some time before the postmaster with weakened body was able to leave his sick bed. Because of the illness, postmaster's body became weak, and in that weak condition he got up from his bed. "No more of this," he said with decisiveness. "I must get a transfer." Decisiveness is called in a deciding manner. So in a deciding manner, postmaster said no more of this, and he wanted to get a transfer from this place. He at once wrote off to Calcutta an application for a transfer on the grounds that the place was unhealthy. Wrote off means to dismiss something. He wanted to dismiss his duty from Ullapur to Calcutta, and that's why with this idea he wrote an application for transfer, having the subject that the place Ullapur where he is providing his duty right now is not a healthy place. Relieved from her duties as nurse, Ratan again took up her old place outside the door. Relieved is called after completion. So after completion, the duties like a good take carer towards her dada, Ratan again started sitting outside of the door that was her old place. But she no longer heard the same old call. But she was not getting the call for her from her dada as earlier. She would sometime peep inside furtively to find the postmaster sitting in his chair or stretched on his bed, staring absent-mindedly into the air. Sometime when she got over, and when she was waiting for her call and the call was not coming, she got up and peep inside. Peep inside is called to look inside, and furtively means when you don't want that somebody noticed you. So quietly she looked inside the room, and every time she found that whether the postmaster was sitting in his chair or lying on his bed, and continuously looking at some point absent-mindedly. Absent-mindedly means when you are in thought of something and unaware about the surroundings. While Ratan was awaiting her call, every day eagerly Ratan was waiting for her call like earlier. Postmaster was awaiting a reply to his application when Ratan was waiting for her call from her dada, and at the same time Postmaster was waiting for a reply of the application that he wrote to the post office department to get him transferred from this place. The girl read her old lesson over and over again. Her great fear was when the call came, she might be found wanting in the double consonant. Wanting when you are missing something, okay? So the girl was reading her lessons, what were taught by her dada again and again, so that whenever she would get a call from her dada and her dada would ask something about double consonant, so maybe she would not found anything missing, means the question that is asked by dada related to double consonant, she should prepare for that. That's why she was revising her double consonant chapter again and again. At last, after a week, the call did come one evening. After a long wait of 1 week, she got a call for her one evening. With an overflowing heart, Ratan rushed into the room with her usual Did you call me Dada? Rushed into is called when you enter very quickly. An overflowing heart means when you are having so much happiness that you are unable to control. So Ratan was very happy and she was not able to control her happiness, and in that happiness she quickly entered the room and asked, did you call me Dada? The postmaster said, I'm going away tomorrow, Ratan. Where are you going, Dada? I'm going home. When will you come back? I'm not coming back. So postmaster said her that he was going away from this place, and then Ratan asked that where he was going, and he said he was going back to his home to Calcutta. Ratan asked when he was coming back, then postmaster said that he is not going to come back. Ratan asked no other question. After listening this, Ratan asked no other question. The postmaster of his own accord went on to tell her that his application for a transfer had been rejected, so he had resigned his post and was going home. Of his own accord means doing something without being asked. So Ratan was not asking any question. That's why postmaster was himself telling to Ratan that the application that he had written to the department to get transfer from this place had been rejected. That's why he had decided to give resignation from his post. Resignation means when you are not interested in continue his duty. So postmaster did not want to continue his duty as a postmaster in Ulapur and wanted to go back to Calcutta. For a long time, neither of them spoke a word. After knowing this, neither Ratan nor postmaster spoke to each other. The lamp went on burning dimly, and from a leak in one corner of the thatch was dipped steadily into an earthen vessel on the floor beneath it. Thatch is the cover of straw that is found on most of the hearths in village. Earthen vessel means ghada, mitti ka ghada, and beneath means under. So that was the night time, and the light of the lamp was dim, and one of the corner of thatch was leaking because of the continuous rain. That's why one of the earthen vessel was kept under the leaking water so that the floor could be saved from getting wet. So here we can see that the said environment has been described, because after knowing the departure of her Data, Ratan became very sad, and postmaster also was not in the mood to converse any more regarding this matter. After a while, Ratan rose and went to the kitchen to prepare the meal. This was the time to prepare the dinner, so Ratan got up and went in kitchen. She was not as quick as she was on other days. She was not working fast as usual days. Many new thoughts had entered her little brain. Since she knew about the departure of her Dada, many thoughts started coming in her little mind. When the postmaster finished his supper, the girl suddenly asked him, Dada, will you take me to your home? Supper is called dinner. So when postmaster finished with his dinner, Ratan asked him, Dada, will you take me to your home to Calcutta? The postmaster laughed. What an idea. He said, but did not think it necessary to explain to the girl where the absurdity lay. Absurdity means ridiculousness or something without logic. So after listening this, postmaster started laughing and said, what an idea. But it was not necessary for him to make Ratan understand that there was no logic in her talk. As Ratan, being an orphan girl, took him as her elder brother, but postmaster realizes the reality, and he understood that neither blood nor family relation they are sharing with each other. That's why he could not take him to Calcutta. So we can see here the contrast between the innocence personality of Ratan and practical personality of postmaster had been shown. On getting up in the morning, the postmaster found his bath ready. Next morning, when postmaster got up, he found all the arrangement for his bathing. He had stuck to his Calcutta habit of bathing in water drawn and kept in pitchers instead of taking a plunge in the river as was the custom of the village. Stuck means bound. Pitchers are the big pot in which we keep the water, and plunge means to jump or take a dive. So postmaster was bound with his Calcutta habit of bathing with the water that is pulled out from the well in Captain pitchers instead of taking a dive into the village river. As we see, most of the village person go to village pond or village river for bathing, but postmaster was not in the habit like this. For some reason or other, the girl could not ask him about the time of his departure, so she had fetched the water from the river long before sunrise so that it would be ready when he wanted it. For some reason, Ratan did not gather the courage to ask her Dada about his departing time. That's why early in the morning before sunrise, she brought water from village river and kept it for her Dada so that he could use it whenever he wanted. Here we should know that water supply in the village is not same as city. Village person have to manage their daily water requirement every day. Came the call for Ratan. She entered noiselessly and looked silently at her master's face for instruction. After taking a bath, a postmaster called Ratan and she entered without saying a word, and she was ready to hear the instruction by her Dada. The master said, "You need not to be anxious about my going away, Ratan." Postmaster said, "You need not to be concerned, or you need not to be worried about because I am going from here. I shall tell my successor to look after you." Successor means the person who is going to succeed you. Means this postmaster was going from Ulapul, so another postmaster will join the duty. So her Dada was saying about the postmaster who is going to join the duty. So he was saying that when another postmaster will come, I will tell him, he will take care of you. These words were well meant, but they seemed to hurt her. These words were really valuable for her, but it was looking that she was hurting from these words. Ratan had borne many a scolding from her master without complaint, but these kinds words she could not bear. Before this, Ratan had borne many scolding from her Dada, but she is not going to bear these kinds of affectionate words from her Dada. Means she was ready to bear another scolding from her Dada instead of bearing these affectionate words. She burst out weeping and said, "No, no, you need not to tell anyone anything at all about me. I don't want to stay on here." Burst out weeping means she started crying a lot and said, "You need not to tell anything to anyone about me. I don't want to stay here after your departure." Came the call for Ratan. She entered noiselessly and looked silently at her master's face for instruction. After taking a bath, a postmaster called Ratan and she entered without saying a word, and she was ready to hear the instruction by her Dada. The master said, "You need not to be anxious about my going away, Ratan." Postmaster said, "You need not to be concerned, or you need not to be worried about because I am going from here. I shall tell my successor to look after you." Successor means the person who is going to succeed you. Means this postmaster was going from Ulapul, so another postmaster will join the duty. So her Dada was saying about the postmaster who is going to join the duty. So he was saying that when another postmaster will come, I will tell him, he will take care of you. These words were well meant, but they seemed to hurt her. These words were really valuable for her, but it was looking that she was hurting from these words. Ratan had borne many a scolding from her master without complaint, but these kinds words she could not bear. Before this, Ratan had borne many scolding from her Dada, but she is not going to bear these kinds of affectionate words from her Dada. Means she was ready to bear another scolding from her Dada instead of bearing these affectionate words. She burst out weeping and said, "No, no, you need not to tell anyone anything at all about me. I don't want to stay on here." Burst out weeping means she started crying a lot and said, "You need not to tell anything to anyone about me. I don't want to stay here after your departure." The postmaster was dumbfounded. He had never seen Ratan like this before. Dumbfounded means unable to speak because of surprise. So postmaster was very surprised and he was not able to speak a word because he had never seen Ratan like this before. Ratan used to be very sweet and obeyed girl, but this time she had shown a new face of her personality because she got hurt emotionally. The new incumbent duly arrived, and the postmaster, having handed over charge, prepared to depart. Incumbent means a person who who has an official position. So for a new person for that post has already arrived or come in Ullapur, and after handing over all the charge, postmaster was ready to go from the village. Just before starting, he called Ratan and said, "Here is something for you. I hope it will keep you going for some time." Before going from village, postmaster called Ratan and said he is having something for her and he was hoping that it will help her for some time. He brought out from his pocket all his month's salary, retaining only a trifle for his travel expenses. Trifle means a little, something of little importance. Okay, so he has taken out all the complete salary of this month after taking out a little money that was needed for his travel expenses from Ullapur to Calcutta, and he wanted to give the complete salary of this month to Ratan so that she can utilize this salary. Then Ratan fell at his feet and cried, "Oh Dada, I pray you don't give me anything, don't in any way worry about me," and ran out of sight. Sight means seen. But Ratan fell down on the feet of her Dada and started crying and said, "Dada, I don't want anything, please don't give me anything. I don't want to take anything from you. You need not to worry about me," and ran away from his sight after crying. So here another time we can see the affectionate bond between postmaster and Ratan, that even after preparing his mind to depart from Ullapur, postmaster is still concerned about Ratan and he wanted to help her anyhow. Postmaster heaved a sigh, took up his carpet bag, placed his umbrella on his shoulder, and accompanied by a man carrying his many-colored tin trunk, slowly made for the boat. Heaved a sigh means take a long breath. Carpet bag means bag that is made of thick woven fabric like carpet. Tin trunk means a box in which we keep our belongings. In Hindi it is called baksa. And made for means to go towards quickly. So after the departure of Ratan, the postmaster took a long breath. Then he took up his carpet bag, placed his umbrella on his shoulder, and quickly moved towards the boat with the man who was carrying his colorful trunk. When he got in and boat was underway, and the swollen river like a stream of tears welling up from the earth thrilled and sobbed at her bows, he felt a pain in his heart. Gotten is called enter. Swollen river means overflowing river. Wailing up is called going outward. Thrilled means twisted. Sobbed means crying, and bows means bent. So when postmaster entered the boat and boat was going on its way, the water of the overflowing river was looking like tears of Mother Earth that was going outwards, and the earth that was twisting, crying and bending, and her tears has turned in the form of water of river. At this time postmaster felt a kind of sadness in his heart. The grief-stricken face of the village girl seemed to represent for him the unspoken, all-pervading grief of Mother Earth herself. Grief-stricken is called full of sadness, and all-pervading grief is called the sadness that was present everywhere. So when postmaster was going, at the same time he was remembering the deep sorrow face of Ratan and her unspoken sadness, and that was representing exactly the complete sadness of Mother Earth. Means the Mother Earth as well as Ratan, they both were so sad that the complete environment became sad, and the postmaster too was feeling very sad. So here we can see that how sorrowful atmosphere has described at the time of postmaster's departure, that the bond that he was sharing with Ratan, that was breaking, and because of this breakness, he was feeling a kind of pain in his heart. At one moment he felt the impulse to go back and bring away with him that lonesome way forsaken by the world. Impulse means a strong and sudden desire. Lonesome means lonely. Waif is called a weak and thin person, and forsaken means left over. So postmaster was very sad, and once he thought that he should go back to the village and should bring that poor and thin child Ratan with him, who had already left over lonely by this word. But the wind had just filled the
the sails, the boat had got into the middle of the turbulent current. Turbulent is called changing its direction very quickly. The wind was really blowing very fast, and because of the blowing wind, the water of the river was changing its direction very quickly. That's why the boat caught up its speed and had already reached into the middle of the river. The village had already been left behind, and its outlying burning ground had come into the sight. Burning ground, it's a ground where dead bodies are burned. In Hindi, it is called Kabristan. They are generally situated outside of the living area. So they had already reached very far away, and it was impossible to go back to the village because the village was totally disappeared, and they were about to reach to the burning ground. Postmaster consoled himself with the philosophical thought that meetings and partings are an integral part of life. Consoled means making comfort, and an integral is called essential. Postmaster could not do anything, that's why he was consoling himself with the philosophical thought that meeting with the people and going away with them, these are essential part of life. Means in your whole life you meet with so many people, but it is not possible to live with them all. So with this philosophical thought, Postmaster made himself relaxed and went away. But the unlettered Ratan had no philosophy to fall back on. Unlettered means illiterate, who don't know how to read and write, and fall back means to move back on. Ratan was illiterate, and she was not having any kind of philosophy to move back. She wondered about the post office in a flood of tears. Wondered means when you are unnecessarily moving at a place without having any aim. So unnecessarily, Ratan kept on taking round of the post office. She was very sad. She kept on crying. Her all face got covered with the tears, and with that face, she kept on taking rounds of the post office now and then. It may be that she still had a lurking hope in some corner of her heart that her Dada would return. Lurking is called hidden. Okay, so she was taking and coming post office again and again because in her little heart there was still a hidden hope that her Dada would definitely return to meet her. So this was the story by Tagore that was presented by him, with a wonderful relation between postmaster and an orphan girl. So with this we have completed this chapter. I'll see you next time.